Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. So today we want to talk about the most important part of branding. Now, when we talk about branding, we always consider a lot of things and we spend huge amounts of money, especially creating logo. However, it's often forgotten by business owners and even designers, but a strategist we never forget. And that's the reason why it's advisable for you as a business owner to hire a brand strategy when you are trying to start or you work with a brand designer, because they will not forget this important thing. And what am I talking about? Brand culture. Brand culture is what we can as well refer to as organization culture. This is very, very important for you to have it in place. Why? Because if you have a strong brand culture, it helps your employee to ensure that they deliver on your promise. So if your employee deliver on your promise, that will ensure that your customers have a good experience about your brand. If they have a good experience about your brand, they become loyal to your brand because they can easily predict what they are going to meet if they patronize you. Let me give you an instance. If I patronize Amazon and they deliver wrong item to my house, I'm very sure that I'm not going to face any stress to return that item back, and I'm going to get what I supposed to get without any form of stress. That's the kind of experience that will not make me get scared of placing order on Amazon. So this is not an advert, but I'm just citing a very quick example. So what am I saying in essence is the fact that if you can build a good culture for your business, then it's going to build customer loyalty. Absolutely. And that is what you really want, because when your customers are loyal to you, there is high tendency that that's a proof for future of your business. Now, you want to know how important it is, or why are we even talking about brand culture? How is it going to even affect you? According to Steve Morris, he said brand culture is quite important because your brand is everything your company does. It's too important to separate your brand from your culture. Am I making sense now? So who your brand actually simply means, or the kind of impression that people will get about your brand, it has to do with everything that you are doing. Not only the good products you are putting out, but how are they putting out those good products? Your customers, what's the kind of experience they meet with your employee? How do they talk to them? How do they attend to them? All of these things goes a long way, and that's the reason why we need to have a good organization structure. And if we can have this is going to give what? This is going to give birth to a good brand experience. However, you cannot build a brand experience without these two things. What are those two things? Number one, employee experience and customer experience. Now, most of business owners, brands owners, we always focus on the customer experience, forgetting that the customer experience cannot be bet if there is no employee experience. It is employee experience that will determine what the customer experience will be. What do I mean? If your employee attends your customer badly, that means the kind of experience that your customer is going to have is going to be a bad experience. And if they attend to them nicely, that means the kind of experience they are going to have is also going to be what? A very nice experience, isn't it? Now, let me give you an instance. I worked in a school as a teacher of physics and mathematics some years back. But this principal that they employed in this school, the principal is so good at treating all staff to the point that even if the staffs did not receive salary, they are happy to work. And they deliver to the point that the school has a very large population without making adverts. However, when they replace this principal with another principal, things change, and despite the salary is coming early, teachers are quitting. What do I mean? If you can build a very strong and reliable organization culture, then I can promise you that your business is going to thrive. Why? Because customer experience is created when a brand consistently delivers on its promise. And a brand cannot consistently deliver on its promise if the employee experience is faulty. Am I making sense now? Because the employee experience determines how a company behaves in order to what? To deliver its goals and also what? Achieve their aim. Am I making sense now? So if a company promise, for that company to meet up and deliver that promise, it has to do with the experience of the employee. And that's where a lot of business owners failed, and a lot of brand has crashed because of this. Why? Because they start their business with their visions only, without having the visions of the employee. For that reason, they only place down rule. They don't know how convenient it is for those people they ask to follow that rules. They only come and what? Put down principle. The people that they ask to implement the principle, they don't understand why the principle is in place. For that reason, they compromise those principles once it's not aligned with them. A lot of reasons are there for you to have a good brand culture and take every single part of your employee to be as important as possible. You see, that woman cleaning your toilet is very, very important to the kind of experience your client is going to get when they come to use that toilet. Am I making sense now? So let's get started. Or before I go, let me just clear that aspect very well. Let's take, for instance, that I comes to patronize you and I'm very pressed and I want to use your toilet and I get there and it's very dirty. I'm going to what? I might not even be able to wait to buy whatever I want to buy because I'm damn pressed and the toilet is dirty. But if you have a good cleaner that is doing the job with passion, obviously, when you enter there, it's always clean and I can confidently what? Use it. I might even want to what? Branch your places to just enter and use the toilet while going because I don't even need to buy anything before. But by using the toilet that is neat, that can cause me to even cut my eye on something and get to place order for it. That's just an example for you to know how important every employee looks like. But for you to know this and have a good, strong brand culture in place for your business. Now, don't misquote me before we go into this exercise. I'm not saying you should be a slave to the people you employ. However, make everybody important and let them understand the purpose of your business, why you start and why you do what you want to do. And also understand their vision so that you have to understand how you are going to tailor their expertise to achieve what you really want. I hope you understand this. So how do you what? Determine your what? Brand culture. For you to create a brand culture, the number one exercise you need to run is your brand purpose. The purpose why you exist, we all know all businesses exist just because they want to make money, right? It's good that you want to make money, but we need another purpose why you exist other than making that money. What benefits do you want to make for the people around? What they want to benefit from your brand other than you want to make money? You see that thing, let your employee know about it. That is what they want to achieve. If they know that and it's clear to you and them, then the next thing is your brand value. You see, your brand value is what you want to live for. All employees must know about it. That is the slang. That is something that's supposed to what? That they need to live by. Once you determine that, the next thing is what? Your employee vision. Now, there's brand vision, there's employee vision. Know what each and every one of your employee wants to achieve and then factor them into your program, into your own vision as well. So let them know the brand vision and you should also know their own vision. Tailor all the old things they want to do in a way that they can achieve their own vision as well. If they see your business as a means to achieve their vision, they will take it serious other than seeing themselves that either you make sales or you don't make sales. At the end of the month, they will collect money. That should not be their goal. And that will not be their goal if you have them to be part of your vision. What's the next thing? The next thing is brand belief. What is the belief of your brand? Because this is what they are going to live by. Aside, when they talk about your brand value, your brand belief is what is going to unite each and every one of them to work towards the same goal. And that will lead to the last exercise, which is the brand behavior. That will determine how they all want to act and behave to everybody that comes into that place. And I want you to go and watch this. Is a Netflix series. Go and watch New Amsterdam and see how when Marx became the head and the medical director, watch what happened to all the doctors working there and see how they all work together just because of a good brand culture that he created. And I think this is going to give you a very bright example and clear picture of what brand culture can do for your organization. So what are the benefits of doing these things? Number one is going to attract the right employees and the right customers for you. When you have the right employees, that attract the right customers. Number two is going to build customer trust. Customer will trust because they can predict what they are going to meet when they patronize you. Third thing is that it's going to create brand differentiation. And the fourth one is that it's going to connect employees with customers. And the last one is that it's going to increase innovation. Why? Because all employees, they are going to work collaboratively because they know that they are all working towards the same goal. And I hope you understand it. So if you enjoy the benefits that I just listed now, so all have been mentioned by Steve Morris, and they are good things that I think your brand also wants to achieve. Because if you can do all of these things, you are going to what have a future proof for your company. Until then, let's keep creating. So if you find this useful, let me know. How can I help?